Okay, so today I'm doing a brief video on how I apply my makeup. I am not a makeup artist, okay? This is just a video for my mom. Happy birthday, Mom, on how I do my eyebrows. Hope you guys like it. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing is prepping my face with LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Toffee. So I just typically use this just as a base, like to kind of make everything the same color. And then I'm going to blend all of that out using my sponge. Now I'm taking my brow brush and I'm brushing the hair in the direction that it grows, like going with the grain. And I'm going to use a pencil. That's my preference. I'm going to use a pencil in the color dark brown. You can find that at any beauty supply store or CVS, Walgreens. And I'm just going to use that to shape my brow. I like for my brows to be a little bit wider than what they naturally are, so I shape them first and then I go back and I fill them in. As you're filling in your brow, just make sure to lay the pencil kind of flush, like kind of flat, so that you're not creating like really thick lines of demarcation throughout your brow. Also, you do not want to go too far in. You want to follow the natural shape of your eyebrows. So you want to stay within that space, like where your natural eyebrows are. If you go too far in, what you're going to do is create the unibrow effect. So on camera, you're going to be able to see it. It's going to look a little dark there in the middle. Now I'm using a dual-ended eyeliner brush and my concealer, LA Pro Girl Concealer in the color Warm Honey. And I'm just going to use that to go right underneath my brow. So we're going to do that to both sides, just using the concealer to go under both brows, and then we're going to go back to the top and we're going to do the same thing, but we're only using very little concealer for the top of the brow because we don't want to have to do a big cleanup at the end of it. So we're just going to use that to kind of help to shape them, to make them as neat as we can possibly get them. Now we're going to take that concealer and we're going to go on the inside of the brows, right in between them. We're just cleaning that space out so that we don't have the unibrow look. So I'm using that same dual-ended eyeliner brush, and I'm using a new one, a different one. It's the same type of brush. It's just a different one that's clean and a little bit old to clean out that space. And then we're going to take the concealer on the bottom of our lid and we're just going to pull it down into our lid, and we're going to clean it by moving the brush across. We're going to do that to both brows underneath, and we're also going to use that same brush after we clean it, of course, to clean out the top. So we're just going to be going across the top until we kind of blend that out. So then we're going to take that same brush that we used for our concealer underneath our brows, and we're going to fade out the edge of the eyebrow. So on this part, we want to make sure that we're very light-handed. You don't want to be heavy-handed because what you'll do is transfer that dark eyeliner to the corner of the eyebrow. And it'll also start to create a unibrow effect. So be as light-handed as you possibly can and just take your time, like you're not in a hurry. Hopefully, and you can just take your time. And then before you move on to the second brow, make sure you clean your brush in between so that you're not transferring all that dark eyeliner to the corner of your eyebrow. It'll save you a bunch of time of having to go back and clean up later. So now we're gonna move on to foundation. I use the Ruby Kisses brand 3D Face Creator in the color RFD15. I'll again put it in the description box. I am again not a makeup artist. This is just things that I've learned, like just watching other YouTubers and just kind of doing what works for me. So I place the foundation kind of in a way where it'll be easier for me to contour. But if you would like to put it all over instead of, you know, like placing it the way that I do, then that's completely up to you. You know, it's your choice. I just found that it's easier for me, especially when it comes to contouring. It just makes it easier for me. So then I'm gonna use another sponge to blend out all of that foundation, and you're just gonna be tapping all over, like trying to blend that. Then I use the Warm Honey Pro Concealer again by LA Girl, and you're gonna put it right underneath your eyes. I use it as an eyeshadow too, like for everyday wear. I don't wear eyeshadow every day, so I place it right under, like right on the apples, and then I use it on my lid too, just because, like I said, it makes it look really clean, and then I don't wear eyeshadow every day, so it just kind of works as an eyeshadow as well. And I use just a smaller sponge to apply that. To leave the line down the center of my nose instead of the brush. I just find that it's easier to use. And then I'm going to take my setting powder by Ruby Kisses in the color banana, and I'm going to use that to set everything, all of my concealer. It's very important that you do this because it's going to eliminate the creases, and I just like for my face to be matte. I don't really like to get shiny. Now I'm using the contouring kit. It's by Black Gradients, True Complexion. I use the color medium to dark, but they have different ones, so you just have to find which one, you know, is for your complexion. And then the great thing about that contouring kit is that it has like a diagram on the inside to show you exactly what goes where. It's really awesome. I love it. And I just use that to contour the rest of my face. I'm using a darker color for the hollow of my cheeks, for my chin, and also for the sides of my nose. I do it on the side of my chin because it's what narrows out my face. Like it's what makes your face look a little more snitched. So, and then I go back and I sculpt with the lighter color. But like I said, if you use this kit, like, you'll love it because it has an actual diagram where you see exactly where you should be placing everything. Now I'm just going to take another one of my sponges and I'm going to blend out those lines. So we're going to try to get as many of those lines out. Like, you don't want to have lines of demarcation inside your contour. So you're just going to take that sponge and you're just going to pat, just like everywhere else with the sponge. You're just going to pat and take your time. It'll eventually come out. Like, don't rush it. It's pretty simple. Just pat until we blend all of it together. I like to use a cream eyeliner, and the cream eyeliner that I bought, it comes with, you know, with the brush that you're supposed to use for it. And of course, everything, all those brushes that have an angle, just always remember that they're supposed to point in. And And you're just gonna take your time. I pinch my eye, like kind of pull it back so that, you know, like it's more steady. And it keeps me from blinking all over the place. So just pull your lid back a little bit and then take your time. Try not to go like anywhere near that lash line, because you don't want to cry and then ruin everything that you just did. So like I said, with everything else, take your time. It's no rush. Like, we're learning, you know. So then we're gonna go with our mascara. You can use any one. I use Maybelline. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll link it in the description box. But I like that mascara. Like, it's really nice. It doesn't run all over the place and, you know, smudge and smear everywhere. It's my favorite one so far, so I'll link it down below. But we're just gonna prep our lashes, so it's gonna make your lashes darker and it's gonna make it blend in nicely with your, you know, your falsies. And then I'm lining my lips with that same dark pencil that I use for my eyebrows. So I go a little bit above the natural line that's on my lips. And I do that because it makes my lips look a little more big, like a little more pouty. And that's the look that I like, but you don't have to. Like I said, everything is preference. So I prefer for my lips to appear bigger than what they are. Then now I'm using the color Grape. It's also, I think it's also Ruby Kisses color. I use that on the outside of my lips, and then I go back into the center part with, it's a matte color also. I'll have to link them in the description box, but I just like to create my own looks. Like, I kind of play around with that part. Because I don't wear eyeshadow often, I like to play around with my lips. Like, that's the one thing that I like to have, like, you know, my pop of color. So you do whatever you prefer. If you like a red or whatever your color is, that's where you do that. And then I like to do eyeliner on my bottom lid, but do not go into your waterline. And for the final step, I'm just going to add my highlight using a bronzer brush. The highlight comes inside the palette that I showed you guys earlier, in the contouring palette. So I like to add contacts. You don't have to do that, but, you know, it completes the look for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.